It's cold, so jackets on. What is going on, guys? Welcome to this video. Ultimate Spider-Man, finally we are reviewing it. Now, for you guys that don't know, I have a job, I have university work, and I have general life stuff. So to fit all of my videos in, all in 1 week, so I've got to review the Amazing Spider-Man comics to catch up for the Dead No More event that's just released on Wednesday. So I had to review all of the Amazing Spider-Man comics to catch up for that. You guys have begged for this issue, and I mean begged for it. Like, I've seen every single comment that's put it out there. Yes, I know the Ultimate Spider-Man comic reviews are now coming back, and it's been so long, but it's been for a good reason. Like, if you follow me on Twitter, then you can stay up to date on all the comics. I do actually mention on my Twitter Ultimate Spider-Man comic reviews quite a lot, so if you want to stay up to date, particularly on these reviews, follow me on Twitter. So to jog your memories, in the previous issue, we got Harry Osborn discovering the cellar door underneath the ground, and this guy that was showing him it, I can't remember his name right now. I keep forgetting that guy's name. Anyway, it's all really mysterious and it's all a little bit crazy, and if you remember at the end, we also got that mysterious phone call of Harry Osborn to Peter Parker saying it's time. So what is it time for? Well, we're obviously going to have to find out. All of character relationships in terms of Mary Jane, Harry Osborn, and Peter Parker are kind of on the edge right now. You can already tell that Harry Osborn is kind of a little bit more timid than he usually is. You know, he's a little bit scared, he's kind of confused, don't really know what's going on. So that is also going to be interesting to find out what happens from, like, what's going to happen in this issue. But of course, guys, I know you have been waiting so long for this issue. So let's get into it and let's review it. So we're opening up the issue and we pick it right up from where the previous issue left off, with Harry Osborn discovering this cellar door that's apparently off limits to absolutely everybody. Even S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't know about this place. And as you can see, we're being explained that this is like a miniature Oscorp underground, and Harry just can't handle it, so he takes off. And I think the most interesting part is that Harry Osborn, at the end of the day, is still just a kid. I mean, Peter Parker is like 15 years old, which means Harry Osborn will also be 15 years old at this point, and so it's a lot to take in for such a young person. Now, if you remember, we were also explained that Harry Osborn has been under some manipulation, he's been hypnotized, and it also looks like he's been hypnotized so that every single time he hears the word cellar door, it triggers some kind of memory in his head or knocks him out or something along those lines. Almost like something has been implanted inside his mind, very much similar to the way the Winter Soldier in Captain America Civil War gets manipulated every time he hears those words like homecoming and freight car or whatever it is and all that crazy stuff. So it's got a very similar feel to it. Now, as a reader of the comic, the entire issue pretty much has this whole mysterious feel to it. Like, there's something very mysterious about it that you're not sure what it is, but you know there's something there. And as I've already said, a lot of mystery. You can also tell straight away that this issue isn't completely from the perspective of Peter Parker. It's also from the perspective of Harry Osborn and Peter Parker. So it's almost like them two dealing with different types of situations. But I think Harry Osborn takes the cake for having the worst situation right now because he doesn't really know what's going on. He's been hypnotized, he's really confused, and then you've got Peter on the other hand that's still trying to deal with his relationship with Mary Jane and Harry Osborn, so everything is kind of up in the air at the minute. So going on throughout the issue, there is actually a little bit of a twist in the comic that I'm not going to reveal until we actually get to it, but if you look close enough at the pages and what's happening and the mannerisms of all the characters, you can grasp a little bit of an idea of what's to come. I like how Peter's aggravation is very upfront in this issue as well. You really feel his anger come out of the pages towards you, and you understand the stress he's going through. Like, I'm sure you guys have had someone that's like a little bit of a psycho, and especially with Harry Osborn as well, like his entire family is a bunch of psychos and now Peter has to deal with it. But not only that, he also feels a little bit blackmailed into doing whatever he has to do just because Harry Osborn knows his secret and everything like that, and he's trying to be a good friend. It's complicated. Now, the comic takes us over to the Mary Jane and Peter Parker relationship side of things, and recently Mary Jane has been written in quite a dumb way. However, it is on purpose. It is very on purpose. So I praise Brian Michael Bendis for being able to write the Mary Jane character, who is usually a very intellectual character, in such, well, I wouldn't say a dumb way, but she's kind of just doing dumb things, like not listening to Peter, not listening to the fact that she shouldn't be talking to Harry Osborn. But you also understand where Mary Jane is coming from. Like, from her perspective, Peter is just not talking to her, not paying attention to her or anything like that, and it's ever since Peter Parker went in that Doctor Strange crazy universe and had that demon take over his mind and kind of throw all these bad things to do with Mary Jane at him, and that stayed with him, and of course it's very much affected him. But when I go over to the side of things with Mary Jane being dumb again, it's very evident in this issue what we're reading about right here on screen, where she automatically assumes just because Harry Osborn said that Peter Parker killed his father, she just believes him. Like, she doesn't go to Peter Parker and say, did you kill him? She just straight up assumes that he did and then says, I already know, blah blah blah, all this. And Peter just can't seem to get it through to Mary Jane that Harry Osborn is lying, and the entire time she's wondering, why would Harry Osborn lie about that? And it's just, you feel aggravated as the reader. It's almost like Skylar in Breaking Bad. Like, she's doing dumb things for dumb reasons, and it's just like, God. But again, obviously I praise it. I love Mary Jane, she's awesome. So it's not a bad thing, it actually makes the comic more enjoyable. And if you actually get annoyed at Mary Jane as a character for doing stuff like that, then it means that you're actually immersed in the comic. So it's cool. But as you can see on screen, Peter is actually throwing his voice at Mary Jane, almost shouting at her, trying to get his words through to her brain. And I think Peter is a very good depiction of what us as the reader is like towards Mary Jane right now as well, just kind of shouting the most obvious things at her. It's amazing, and I really like how Peter is stressed like that. It's really awesome. But anyway, moving on throughout the issue, we are coming up to the twist that is about to happen. And it actually turns out that that person that is actually, I can't remember his name right now, please forgive me guys, but the person that's actually telling Harry Osborn what to do, it turns out that it's not even real. He's actually in Harry Osborn's head, and that is where the hypnosis comes into it. Harry Osborn has had this character hypnotized into his brain to tell him what to do, and really, I suppose it's Harry Osborn telling himself what to do, but it's just in the depiction of this guy, or maybe this guy is like the depiction of these memories that he's trying to get him to remember. Basically, Harry Osborn has been hypnotized, and this person is part of the hypnosis, and it's just awesome. Like, the twist throughout the entire issue, you think this person is real, and it's all so crazy. And really, at the beginning of the issue, when that guy was driving Harry Osborn to that cellar door underneath the ground and everything, really, it was most likely Harry Osborn himself driving himself there, and that's why it's so good. Now, particularly in this section of the comic, I absolutely love the artwork. Mark Bagley has done an amazing job on all the melting faces and the explosions, and Harry Osborn's realization in general is just so awesome. And then when we come over to the final page of the issue, Harry begins to scream cellar door as he begins to set on fire. Now guys, what do you think is going to happen to him? Obviously, I already know, but I would love to hear what maybe some of you guys think is going to happen, you know, some suggestions maybe, because it'll be interesting to see how your guys' minds work in terms of seeing this on screen for the first time. Let me know. So the issue is getting crazier, and the ending, what is going on? Well, I'm not going to reveal it. Obviously, I know what's happening, and I definitely know what's going to happen for the rest of the series, but I want to hear what you guys think of it. That's like a main point for that, as I've already said in the review. I need to know what you guys think, because obviously I can discuss it and stuff. Harry Osborn setting on fire, or at least beginning to set on fire. What's going to happen, do you guys reckon? I really want to know what you guys think, because it's just interesting. Now, obviously, for you guys that do know, let's see what everyone else thinks of it first, and then, obviously, in the next issue, we'll probably find out. And to be honest, this is probably one of the sagas that I mainly not forgot about, but, you know, one of the ones that you don't remember for being in Ultimate Spider-Man, you just kind of remember it as a general saga. So it does get really, really good, and of course, the rest of the relationships, especially with Peter Parker and Mary Jane, is going to be tested, and it seems like character relationships get tested a lot in comics. I mean, if you've seen my reviews for the recent Amazing Spider-Man comics, we've got Peter Parker, Aunt May, and J. Jonah Jameson. Their relationships are a little bit rocky right now, and now we're going over to the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, and we've got Harry Osborn, Mary Jane, and Peter Parker's, whose relationships are rocky as well now. So relationships are a really weird thing in the comics, I suppose. As I've already said, there was a lot of dark colours in this comic, and it's very mysterious. There's a lot of conspiracy sort of thing, like you don't really know what's going on and why Harry Osborn wants to break Norman Osborn out of his locked up place with S.H.I.E.L.D. And you can see that Harry Osborn has been hypnotized, and he's a little bit confused, and he genuinely believes that Spider-Man killed his father, or well, at least he kind of did, but he kind of didn't know as well. It was really confusing. You as the reader is put almost into Harry Osborn's head, you know, getting all confused, seeing where everything's going, and man, yeah, it's intense. Mary Jane, on the other hand, is actually quite annoying. She's more of the Skylar of the Marvel universe right now, especially the Ultimate Universe. You know, where you just kind of hate that character for like a certain time being and then she goes back to normal again. Dumb's the wrong type of word. It's more like not using common sense, as Harry Osborn is a little bit of a psychopath and we already know that his family issues and everything like that. But until then, it's time to end this video, guys. So hit the like button if you like this video, and if you want more Ultimate Spider-Man reviews, put it in the comments, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. That's a big one. I'll try and do Ultimate Spider-Man videos like once a week or something like that, depending on what my time schedule is like, because I do only have 4 days off now. I say that, but it probably won't happen. I mean, I haven't really got a good track record of saying stuff and then it actually happening, so just definitely follow me on Twitter to stay up to date, or my Instagram or something like that. Like, I always post Instagram stories to keep you up to date. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. So, see you later.